to San Antonio Living. You know, all week long, we have been profiling local families who have been living at shelters and temporary homes, putting a face on homelessness. Now, I was inspired to tell these families' stories after meeting them and hearing about their hardships. And I found all of these families to be extraordinary. They're very well-rounded, and their children are extremely bright. I wanted to do anything I could to give them a second chance at an easier life, and I hope that they will inspire you to do the same. Take a look.
It's been difficult. We came to San Antonio in 2005, immediately after Hurricane Katrina.
Miss Dina and her 3 grandkids have called San Antonio home ever since. And even though this family was welcomed here, the move was not easy on her grandkids.
Oh, it's been very hard in terms of, you have to realize that they don't have a base like I have. And for them to try and, you know, get all this into their head, what's going on, why we not home.
Let's talk about Alex. What does Alex like to do in San Antonio? What does he like about school? What does he want to do?
Okay, Alex wants to go to Mimics because of the robotics there.
What about Angel? What does she want to do?
Now, Angel, she has a very giving heart, and she loves everything about San Antonio, the schools, the children, the animals, because she wants to be a veterinarian.
What about Asia?
Oh, Asia, she's our writer. Would you believe you give her a subject and she will write you a whole story about it.
I might take her up on that. After hearing all about Miss Dina's grandkids, I get a chance to talk with them. And I'm very surprised by how well adjusted they are. You have to remember, these are kids who spent most of their lives bouncing around shelters and temporary homes. But you can't tell.
When we were younger, there's a lot of stuff that we could have gotten into that would have like changed it, but she made sure to keep us like on the right track and teach us like what we needed for when we were older, as far as we'd study. Like when other kids were just like goofing around, me, Alex, and Andrew would be inside studying.
The only thing we had when we came here was the clothes on our back, a big dictionary that I keep. I mean, it's a Webster big boy. And all our paraphernalia for them to study their Bible work, not schoolwork. If you study the Bible and you get words, and I throw in some math. And they have a faith built within them that they know they can trust God.
These kids have learned so much from their grandma, including how to love. If you had a wish for grandma, not for yourself, for grandma, what would it be?
For her to be younger.
For her to be younger? Why so?
So she could live with us longer.
Is that not the sweetest thing? I ask these kids what they want, right? Thinking that they would tell me, you know, Shelley, my life would be great if I just had an iPod or an iPad or, you know, this, that, or the other thing. And their wish is that their grandma could live longer so that they will be able to keep her with them longer. Yeah. I mean, these are the kind of kids that I met the other day when we started doing this story. Dr. Gia Edwards is joining us with Free World Ministry, Freya Pruitt with TTW Magazine, and these are the 2 ladies who introduced me to these families and really just stirred something within to profile these families and just see if we could just get some momentum going, because these are good people who have faced some hard times. And we've said this before, but in this day and age, in this economy, we are all 1 or 2 paychecks away from ending up in this situation, you know?
Absolutely.
And people need a little help, and that's what we're trying to do today. And I know you've been working with these families as a life coach and trying to get them on the right track. You've been taking these stories that we air, putting them all over the internet and Facebook and things like that.
YouTube,
Yeah. What's the response been like?
Well, the first taping, before I even got to the car, at 10 of 11, I walked out and a wonderful woman called me, and she has, her daughter was a battered woman. She has a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house, and she said, I would like to offer Jade the opportunity to live with me. She's disabled, but she identified with her because her daughter went through the same thing. I've had so many people call that are donating, like Hilda at Salon Diva, hair and makeup makeovers, Cruzanne Catering, which is amazing. They want to go in and actually train the families how to cook healthy, just so they're picking up on redesigning people's lives, and just there's an outpouring. But the one that hit me the most was this woman who's disabled, who just wants, she said, I want to help.
Yeah.
And I thought everybody needs to do that.
And we appreciate that, and we're checking all these donations out and making
Yes.
sure they get to the right person, which is Dr. Gia, because you've been working with the families long term. This isn't a fly-by-night kind of gig.
No.
You've been working with them to change their lives.
Yes, and it's really about the behavioral modification.
Right.
And we change from the inside out. I mean, of course, we like to look nice and everything like that, but it's taking their old habits and allowing them to see that they're not the healthiest,
Right.
and then giving them new tools. And the thing that I love about it is that it puts the responsibility of it on them.
Right. It does. And listen, we are going to continue this all week long here on San Antonio Living. If you've got questions, if you've got something you can do, whether it's a job or just a leg up, let us know about it.
Yes.
You can contact Dr. Gia Edwards. She's with Free World Ministries. You can donate through Chase Bank. The address is there on your screen. You can find out more information by checking facebook.com/Free World Ministry. And Freya Pruitt is with TTW Magazine. TransformingTodaysWorld.com is her website. She's got a whole lot going on there, so make sure you check that out as well.